Today, we are talking about cortisol, aka the stress hormone. We're talking about how cortisol affects our body, how it affects our mental health, what are some of the triggers that can cause cortisol levels to rise. We're even talking about some of the positive roles cortisol plays in our body, and ultimately, what are some of the foods we can eat that can actually bring cortisol down and help us cope through stressful periods of our life.
Ventura Nutrition.
Fun facts! What's up, guys? I'm Roger Ventura, qualified nutritionist and resident supplement nerd here at Ventura Nutrition. Today, we are talking about stress and the hormone that is closely associated with it, cortisol. We come across stress every day in our lives in many shapes and forms. It can be in the form of family or friends or relationship problems. It can be work problems or financial problems, problems sleeping, insomnia, anxiety, depression, or it could even be something as simple as just being overworked or trying to find a work-life balance. Now, cortisol isn't necessarily a bad hormone to have in your body. It's actually something that is released by the adrenal glands in response to stress or a threatening situation, and it's designed to help either get us away from danger or get ready for battle to help us cope through a stressful period. Weirdly enough, and I'll get into this more in a minute, but cortisol is not always a bad thing to have in your body, as it also has a lot of benefits, as it can help with things like regulating our sleeping patterns, managing inflammation, controlling blood sugar, and even regulating blood pressure. Cortisol is a very healthy hormone to have in your body on a biological level, but it's released by the sympathetic nervous system in response to danger. Now, this can mean anything from an injury or a physical threat to your body, or it can mean a deadline at work, which has you constantly stressed out. When the adrenal glands are constantly producing cortisol and your body is exposed to cortisol for a long period of time, issues start to crop up in the form of chronic illness and inflammation. Studies have shown in the past that having constant elevated cortisol levels increase the likelihood of depression, anxiety, insomnia, weight gain, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, heart disease, and an overall lowered immune system. Whenever our body is faced with illness, our immune system responds by sending out macrophages, cytokines, and white blood cells. These are essentially your body's army that will get rid of any pathogens or disease in your body. One of the downsides to having elevated cortisol all of the time is that it lowers overall immune system response, meaning your immune system is not able to do its job should disease or illness come your way. In a 2019 study, which I'll put the link for in the description down below, researchers found that people who ate a diet high in simple sugars, simple carbs, and trans fats had a much higher cortisol output than those who ate a more healthy diet focused around fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and whole grains. Eating a good diet, particularly one that's high in anti-inflammatory foods, can not only give your body a great advantage to battling the stress and cortisol damage, but also can put you in a great position to fight off illness and recover from any kind of stressful situation. So let's get into the foods that you can include in your daily diet to help combat elevated cortisol levels and help fight inflammation throughout your body. Firstly, I would recommend eating foods that are rich in magnesium. Normally, we would recommend magnesium to any of our athlete clients or clients who are taking part in sports or physical activity as a crucial mineral for relaxing muscles and helping sleep. But on a biochemical level, your body will actually start to get rid of magnesium during times of stress as your muscles prepare to go to war. It does so by eliminating magnesium along with potassium through the urine. The downside to this is that lowered magnesium or a deficiency in magnesium has been directly linked to increased levels of anxiety and overall stress. You can increase your magnesium levels by eating foods such as leafy greens, avocado, pumpkin seeds, black beans, almonds, and salmon. Next, I would recommend eating foods that are rich in B vitamins. Now, these B vitamins are arguably the most powerful weapon on this list, as B vitamins have the ability to not only metabolize, but also burn up cortisol. And one of the best things about vitamin B12 is if you are eating a good healthy amount of it through your diet, your liver actually has the ability to store a lot of B12 for prolonged stressful periods. You can include foods in your diet such as red meat, beef, oily fish, and eggs. For all the vegans and vegetarians like me, we need to be extra careful and pay close attention to the fact that plant-based foods don't contain B12, therefore putting us at risk of becoming deficient more easily. A lot of plant-based foods on the market do contain B12, but it's been fortified. In other words, it's been added to the food manually, in which case all you need to do is make sure you find out exactly how much B12 has been added. Next on the list is omega-3, And these essential fats are not only incredible at reducing overall inflammation, but they're also incredible for brain health and brain function. The highest food sources for omega-3 are oily fish such as salmon, tuna, and mackerel. If you are getting your omega-3 from plant-based sources, I would recommend foods such as walnuts, avocados, chia seeds, flax seeds, and olive oil. One of my personal favorite plant-based sources of omega-3 are hemp seeds, which are one of the highest concentrated foods in omega-3 and happen to have one of the highest absorbability rates, meaning your body can actually use the omega-3 a lot more efficiently than from other foods. The next one is foods that are rich in probiotics for gut health. Now, a few weeks ago, I did a full video on gut health, specifically the relationship between the gut and how it affects your brain and mental health. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm going to leave the link at the end of this video. It'll be right here on the screen. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll leave the link in the description box down below. You can click that link and check that video out. When we cause damage to our gut health from things like sugar, processed junk food, alcohol, and overall stress, not only does cortisol begin to increase, but it starts to decrease our brain chemical levels, particularly the ones responsible for happiness, well-being, and management of stress and anxiety. One of the chemicals that your brain relies on heavily for this is serotonin. And an incredible fact that was discovered by researchers in the 1970s is that although serotonin is a brain chemical responsible for a lot of our mental health and well-being, up to 90% of your body's total serotonin content is actually produced in your gut. By eating foods rich in probiotics, you'll not only be able to maintain a healthy gut, but you'll also be able to balance your body's good bacteria levels inside your gut. Eating foods such as probiotic-rich yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso soup, and my wife Kylie's favorite drink of all time, kombucha, can help your body regulate good gut bacteria levels and maintain overall gut health and well-being. Keep in mind that as the stress of our daily lives increase and crop up every single day, food alone cannot be the miracle pill that cures all of it instantly. It's going to take a holistic, full body and mind approach to combat the rising rates of stress and cortisol around the world right now. This begins from something as simple as what we watch on TV, what we choose to look at on social media, who we associate with, to anything as serious as holding grudges, learning to forgive, and learning to show more understanding to other members of society, as, let's face it, at the end of the day, we are all fighting our own battles, whether you know it or not. Stress will always be a factor in our lives for the rest of time, but if we have adequate management protocols in place, as well as steering clear of some of the foods that can trigger a rise in cortisol and inflammation in the body, foods such as trans fats, processed carbs, sugars, and alcohol, and including some of the foods mentioned today in this video, then we will at least be on the right track towards a better end goal of mental and physical health and well-being. Go ahead and give some of those foods a try, and don't forget to drop me a comment down below and let me know how you guys get on. I'd really love to hear from all of you, and if you're enjoying this content, you can follow us on social media at Ventura Nutrition across all platforms, and if you found this video helpful, please go ahead and give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as every single subscriber helps us out in a big way. If you guys would like to check out more of our videos, there'll be clickable links on the next frame right after this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next Fun Facts.